the International Mother Language Day, and I would like you to indulge me this uncommon opportunity to lend a voice to the multiple voices that will be speaking on this important day from various fronts. It becomes very expedient for us to contribute to today's discussion because the theme of this special day touches the core of our recent discussions and the core of our long-term interventions: multilingual education and necessity to transform education. UNESCO has it that 40% of the global population does not have access to an education in a language they speak or understand. In other words, plus minus 40% of the global population does not have education in their mother tongue. Incredible, right? Yeah. As robust as this figure may sound, we want to draw your attention to the fact that this data may not even include the deaf population in African communities and other minority communities, where foreign and English-based sign languages are used as the primary language of instruction in schools for the deaf, where deaf children are prohibited from bringing into the classroom their home signs, village signs, and largely their indigenous sign languages. The above figure may not include this population at all because they may be as marginalized as their languages are. UNESCO says that International Mother Language Day recognizes that languages and multilingualism have the potential to advance inclusion, and the Sustainable Development Goals focus on leaving no one behind. That's what UNESCO says. UNESCO encourages and promotes multilingual education based on mother tongue or first language. We want to first observe that the term inclusion has been mostly used in relation to people with disability, especially the deaf. And I think that the word inclusion is one of the most important words that refer to the deaf in relation to sign language. UNESCO is one giant multinational organization championing the cause of multilingualism and linguistic diversity at the international stage. And UNESCO is saying that multilingualism contributes to the development of inclusive societies, which allows multiple cultures, worldviews, and knowledge systems to coexist and cross-fertilize. Multilingual education is a type of education that begins in the primary or first language of the learner and gradually transcends into other language spaces. This approach enables learners whose mother tongue is different from the language of instruction to bridge the gap between home and school, to discover the school environment in a familiar language, and thus learn better. Multilingual education based on mother tongue facilitates and inclusion in learning for population groups that speak non-dominant languages, languages of minority groups, and indigenous languages, and the emphasis is on indigenous people's education and their languages. So on this International Mother Language Day, we want to remind the world that while every 2 weeks a language disappears, taking with it an entire cultural and intellectual heritage, the languages that disappear the most are the indigenous sign languages. The languages that deserve the most attention are the indigenous sign languages. As this year's International Mother Languages Day theme touches at the heart of our intervention for the promotion, revitalization, and preservation of indigenous sign languages, We want to use this medium to call on the world to do more for our indigenous signing systems, to do more for our indigenous signing heritages. They deserve a place in education system and the public domain like other languages. They deserve a place. And until this space is given to them, inclusion is not complete. That is our job here. That's all we are here to do. All right. We wish you happy International Mother Language Day.